Imagine working in a busy, high-stress area that has a sudden drop. Loading docks have bays where shipments arrive or depart. Trucks, vans, or trailers are constantly backing into various bays. Forklifts and workers are loading or unloading shipments. What happens if a forklift misjudges the distance to the edge of an open bay? What happens if a trailer pulls away while the forklift is still unloading? Between workers, forklifts, trailers, and drivers, there is a lot of room for error. For a loading dock to operate smoothly, every person from the driver to the worker must be vigilant in complying with safety standards. This course will cover the following loading dock safety practices: common hazards found on a loading dock, OSHA standards and requirements, loading dock equipment and best practices, and loading dock separation accidents. Due to the diverse traffic through loading docks, there are many hazards or risks for both pedestrians and forklift drivers. While the most important rule is not to fall off the edge of the docks, there are several other risks posed to workers. Slips, trips, and falls are common hazards in loading docks. The bays open externally, so any rain or debris can filter into the loading dock areas. It's critical that rain or water be mopped up and fall signs posted in areas that are slick. Floor conditions can be hazardous. With heavy equipment operation, floors can become broken or damaged. This creates tripping hazards. Also, forklifts or other equipment often leak oil. Keep floors dry and clear of clutter or waste. Carbon monoxide is invisible, odorless, and can be fatal. It is also a byproduct of combustion, which is what powers much of the equipment in or around a loading dock. Signs of carbon monoxide poisoning are headache, dizziness, weakness, vomiting, or confusion. If you have any of these symptoms, go to an open area with access to fresh air and notify your supervisor. Make sure drivers turn off their motors before beginning to load or unload. All dock areas should be properly ventilated and monitored to prevent hazardous exposure to carbon monoxide. With any job that requires lifting or moving of materials, your risk for back injuries increases due to improper lifting or carrying. It's a good reminder to always be as close to the load as possible so that you don't exert force on your back due to extending the distance. Before lifting, bend your knees to keep your upper body upright. Your legs should do the lifting instead of your back. Other hazards include injuries from being careless around forklifts and other vehicles. Practicing good forklift safety, both as a driver and a pedestrian, is critical. Forklift drivers should not speed. The greater the speed, the longer your stopping distance will be. Tight, crowded spaces require forklift drivers to move cautiously and always maintain visibility. The edge of the dock is hard to judge without visible or physical barriers. Stay far away from the edge. While forklift drivers should give the right-of-way to pedestrians, do not assume that you've been seen or acknowledged. The driver should indicate that they see you. If you're unsure, give the forklift plenty of space to maneuver until the walkway is clear for you to cross. Now, while forklifts are designed to stop slowly to maintain stability, the stop can still be sudden or unexpected. Your safest strategy is to stand clear of forklifts in use. In some areas, a spotter will be directing a forklift. The spotter's job is to help forklift operators navigate areas of limited visibility or high traffic. It's important to follow all instructions a spotter gives you, as it's for your own safety. Loading docks can be dangerous. Nearly a quarter of warehouse-reported injuries occur on loading docks. Now, these incidents range from falls from the dock to truck separation to forklift-related accidents or injuries. Now, not all loading docks are climate-controlled, and the doors need to be open for ventilation. Open doors also make it easier to see and be seen when trucks are arriving. Now, that said, there do need to be safety measures in place to prevent falls from the open dock. A dock that has a drop-off of 4 or more feet must be guarded with a barrier. Now, chains are common, but bars are recommended as chains can have too much give. This elasticity in the barrier may not limit individuals or forklifts from falling off the loading dock. Guardrails and fall protection barriers do not have to be installed if an employer can demonstrate that the presence of the rails or barrier would prevent the performance of work. However, if a dock is higher than 48 inches, a fall protection barrier should be installed. Most platforms are 44 to 48 inches tall. Semi-trailers and flatbeds have a bed height that aligns with 48 inches. However, refrigerated trucks are 50 to 60 inches, so docks receiving those trucks would require a guardrail. For many docks, a visual barrier is sufficient. Now, this barrier should be a bright, eye-catching color that alerts everyone to a dangerous situation. Yellow is an international safety standard for warning. Most docks have metal trim, so a strong magnet coated with a bright color can be installed to create a quick visual barrier that is removable when the doors are closed. The external facing wall of the loading dock should also be marked with a bright warning color. Yellow stripes at the edge of the dock help ensure employees are visible and that drivers can see the loading dock. It's also important for the loading dock to be visible from all angles. The distance between the edge of the loading dock and the position of the forklift is easy to misjudge. The yellow lines or visual barriers can help prevent forklifts from falling off the edge, but protective barriers can be more effective. Forklifts should never drive onto trucks or trailers that are not flush with the loading dock or that do not have lip levelers properly installed. You must always maintain visibility while operating a forklift. Operating quickly or without caution increases your likelihood of incident. Additionally, be aware of pedestrians around the forklift. Do not allow anyone to pass under the lift or load. Continue to broadcast your movements using lights, hand signals, and your horn. Use a spotter in areas of high pedestrian traffic or limited visibility. In the loading dock, it's best to limit pedestrian and vehicle traffic down to only what is absolutely necessary. A forklift, like any vehicle, has blind spots. The main risks exist when the forklift is carrying a load, making a turn, or is traveling in reverse. If a pedestrian is crossing and is unaware of the swing radius, it's possible the person could be within striking distance. Now, while forklift drivers should give the right-of-way to pedestrians, do not assume that you've been seen or acknowledged. Always, always, always proceed with caution, even if you think everything is clear and you've communicated appropriately. Now, the old adage, it's better to be safe than sorry, holds true. Trailer wheels should be chocked before beginning to load or unload a shipment. One of the major hazards is that the trailer will shift once the forklift's weight reaches the trailer. When the trailer is positioned downhill, the chock should be positioned under the front wheels. If the trailer is uphill, then the chock should be placed behind the rear wheels. If the trailer is on level ground, place the chocks on the front and back of one wheel. There are 4 common dangerous accidents associated with working in a loading dock. Loading dock separation is when the trailer is accidentally or prematurely separated from the loading dock. Now, this poses a high risk to forklift drivers and workers loading or unloading trucks. These incidents can lead to serious or fatal injuries. The most common type of accidental separation is an early departure or aggressive pullout. The driver may mistakenly think the truck is ready to go and leaves the dock while the forklift operator is either still in the trailer, entering the trailer, or exiting the trailer. This is dangerous for the forklift operator as they will either run off the end of the dock or tip over. These injuries could be severe, if not fatal. All trucks should be secured to the dock. Trailer creep is a byproduct of an unsecured trailer. The container either moves away from the dock leveler while a forklift is entering or exiting the truck, or the truck will shift forward slightly. Now, this shift creates a gap that can cause the forklift to overturn or fall into the gap. When a trailer is parked, the landing gear beneath the truck is secured. However, if the landing gear or supports collapse, it will cause the trailer to tip or turn over. Now, this type of separation can damage products in the truck, but the greatest risk is to the forklift operator. If a forklift is inside a trailer as the tip over happens, the products will shift and cause severe injury to, or even kill the forklift operator. The forced separation accident occurs when a truck is not properly secured and the weight of the forklift on the rear end causes the front end of the trailer to pop up and away from the loading dock. Gravity will force everything inside the trailer to slide down toward the forklift, resulting in injury and damage to property or product. Using quality locking systems that secure trucks to the docks from all sides are the best preventive measure to prevent the 4 major separation accidents. Wheel chocks should also be used to secure trucks to loading docks and prevent trailer creep. Drivers should not be allowed to depart from the loading dock until all forklifts and workers have finished with the loading or unloading. To prevent an early departure, it's best practice to either hold onto the driver's keys or use a communication system that is designed to let everyone know when it is safe to leave the dock. Loading docks are a high-risk area and should have unique solutions to ensure the safety of all personnel. Now, this includes delivery drivers, material and product handlers, equipment operators, and any other person who enters or crosses the area. From preventing falls or back injuries through safe work practices to installing protection barriers, safety directors and supervisors should take preventive measures to ensure their loading docks meet OSHA standards. Ensuring safe practices, such as using wheel chocks and locking systems, can prevent serious and even fatal accidents. This way, everyone gets to go home after completing a safe and productive workday.